Hi, Jim.
Hi, how are you?
Good, thanks for coming by.
Thank you for giving me a Smurf figurine.
You're very welcome.
I'm going to carry it with me and let's see where it lands.
I'll be following it very
I know
closely.
you will. I know you will.
So how's life on The Big Bang Theory? Last time you were here, the show was kind of a hit. Now it's like a supersized hit.
You just kind of kept coming to work and it was just doing better and now it's doing better, you know. I'm so happy it's that way as opposed to maybe opening huge and then what happened or something, you know. This has been so much more, for me at least, gratifying to do it this way and watch people find the show.
And what's the dynamic like, or how has it changed with the cast?
We're a group of peers for the most part. I think the biggest age difference is me to Kaylee. There's a 13-year difference between us. I guess I'm an old man compared to... I'm not old enough to be her father, but there is an age difference. Anyway, all that said, we're sort of a peer group, but that doesn't mean you would get along. I mean, I have plenty of peers that I can't stand. No offense. Knock on every piece of wood in sight. We don't have weird... I hope this doesn't sound weird to say. We don't have like any weird like drug issues or drinking issues or so-and-so's back in.
It's a little weird to say.
Was it?
A little bit.
I knew it.
No, but you guys all seem very sane.
It's pretty clean. Yes.
Yeah.
It's pretty sane. It's pretty clean. We're pretty average. No offense. No, none of you that I work with are average human beings. You're wonderful people, exceptional. But you have some average tendencies, like I do.
So Sheldon's going through a bit of a transition period now, with Leonard and Penny having broken up.
Yeah, that was oddly harder on him than I thought it would be. I didn't know he cared enough to make a choice between the two of them. And I don't know that he did as much as he was told he had to. And so he felt he needed to, you know. Their getting together was rough on him, and their splitting up is rough on him. Maybe he's gotten to the point, and I'm not saying for sure, but where he thought this relationship was worthless in looking at, now maybe he wishes that they would just stop where they are and quit changing, you know. I've just gotten used to her being around in this fashion, and now we're going to change again. You know, I hadn't thought specifically about Sheldon not liking change, but he doesn't like change. At all, now that I think about it. I don't know. It's psychotic.
Well, there's two big episodes coming up. One, the flashback episode, where we learn a lot about the origin of the characters.
And the friendships.
What is going on here?
Hey, Sheldon, this is Howard and Raj. They work at the university, too.
Hey, I'll get to you later. What are you sitting on?
I can't speak for these guys, but I'm sitting on my tushy.
It's a joke. Not a good idea.
You find out little things like you find out how the elevator came to be not working. You find out, much more importantly, you literally see the first meeting of Leonard and Sheldon. You find out, you know, why was this apartment available that Sheldon is sharing? Because Sheldon was even worse than he is now.
Roommates agree that Friday nights shall be reserved for watching Joss Whedon's brilliant new series, Firefly.
Does that really need to be in the agreement?
We might as well settle it now. It's going to be on for years.
That was what was the most challenging and most fun thing about working on it.
All right. That's television and movies.
A lot of the other characters look different than they do now, to varying degrees. You know, it's only been a few years. But Sheldon has really, come to find out, been, weird as it is to say, pulled out of his shell in a way. He's actually communicating much better now with people than he was before. It seems that Leonard's had a great hand in that.
The apartment's flag is a gold lion rampant on a field of azure.
We have a flag?
When we were rehearsing it, though, every rehearsal we'd do a run-through and they'd be like, good, go further with him, further back, further back. And I was like, what? I can't regress anymore.
Never fly it upside down. Unless the apartment's in distress.
But I did. I kept trying to regress. And you know what? By the end of the day, it probably won't come off as dramatically different as it felt like working on it. But 3 years into this, you get used to doing... I feel like I know what Sheldon's doing, or I know what they mean when they write it, I feel. And this was one of the few times they were like, no, what I heard was, no, you're not reading exactly what we've written. And so I had to be pushed to go to a different place with him, I felt. But it was fun.
If either of us ever invents time travel, we agree our first stop will be this meeting today in precisely 5 seconds. Okay. That's disappointing.
And the finale is going to be a big one, or so I understand. But I'm a little confused because, as far as I understood it, Sheldon had no interest in women, yet they bring in Mayim Bialik playing your love interest.
To say love interest could be overselling the point. You say you're confused. We've already shot the episode, and I'd be lying if I said I knew exactly what was going on. I don't know what was going on. Wolowitz and Koothrappali decided it would be funny to give a dating site Sheldon's attributes and see what would they come up with. Somehow the computer does come up with this is his perfect match. And so through shenanigans, they finally find a way to make him go to meet her, because of course he doesn't care. And they meet, and through the exchange of maybe 4 or 5 innocuous, unconnecting emotionally sentences, they, I think, make a connection. And notice I say I think they do, and I've, like I said, already played the scene. I'm assuming Sweet Blossom will be back in our presence next year. I don't know, though.
According to the roommate agreement, I'm entitled to allocate 50% of the cubic footage of the common areas.
But you didn't notify me by email, so this is still a breach.
I did notify you.
Oh, you did you? Rat. Hoisted by my own spam filter.
Well, what am I doing in your spam folder?
I put you there after you forwarded me a picture of a cat playing the piano entitled "This is Funny."
Oh, yeah, I saw that. That was hilarious.